Oh, I was gonna take a picture of that.
I've got to stop this thing.
No, stay above 50.
We've got wounded.
You slow down, this bus will explode.
Silence. Annie looks briefly back at Jack. Sees he's not kidding. She looks back at the speedometer, which is almost under 51. Pushes her foot on the accelerator. Jack addresses everyone as he handcuffs Ray to a pole.
There's a bomb on this bus. If it slows down, it'll blow. Like this dialogue. If anyone tries to get off, it'll blow.
Wide eyes, some quiet tears. Terry stands up.
Oh, this is bullshit. Nobody's gonna... This is some joke.
Are you gonna give me a problem now?
A moment, Terry backs down.
He's bleeding bad. I don't know what to do. There's all this blood.
Mrs. Camino pulls off her sweater, going over and wrapping it around Sam's shoulder.
We're all gonna make it through. This, if everyone stays calm. Sit down. That means you, Gigantor.
Terry moves to help lay Sam out more comfortably. Jack goes over to Annie. She's staring straight ahead, death grip on the wheel. She's terrified.
This is great. A bomb on wheels.
Ma'am, can you handle this bus?
Sure, I can do this. It's just like driving a really big Pinto.
Can you handle it?
I'm fine. What's the plan? Is there a plan?
All right. Just you drive for now. We're okay for now. Just stay above 50.
She takes a breath, calms herself. He dials.
You're a cop, right?
That's right.
Then I should probably tell you. I'm just taking the bus because my driver's license was revoked.
For what?
Speeding.
He allows himself a grin.
That'd be a great name of a movie.
Scene.
Speed.
I think that was better than the original.
Oh, yeah.
That was good.
It was more entertaining than the original.
That was a solid Keanu.
Work. Amazing work. Great Keanu. Thank you for being here, everyone. For our movie club, Speed. Yes.
What's up?
Love.
What's up, Sir John? Welcome to chat, Sammy. Hey.
Sammy. Hi, Sammy.
Sammy was at the VIP event.
She was.
I know, because she thought I was going to be there.
And you weren't.
I'm just kidding.
Come to the next one.
How is everybody?
I'm good. I got through this movie.
Yeah, the movie we should discuss. This was interesting. Part 1.
Speed.
Who knew it was going to be multiples?
Prior experience.
There's a Speed 2, right?
There is.
I never saw it. It's supposed to be worse than the first one.
Yeah.
It's Speed on a boat.
Nice.
Jason Patrick.
Right, Joshua.
Jason Patrick.
Okay, prior experiences. I saw this movie before a couple times.
You saw this more than once?
I did. I saw it in the theater first time. For full disclosure.
So that's what I want to hear about. I want to hear about people's, like, what was the reaction to this when this came out?
I really liked it when it came out for some reason. Now, rewatching it, I don't know what that reason was yet, but I did like it. And I watched it since. I haven't seen it in a long time, probably 20 plus years. But yeah, I have seen it, and I did see it in the theater.
I did not spend my money on this movie. I probably caught what it was about sometime on cable, sometime years ago. By the way, it also came out in 1994. So I know there was much better movies that came out in 94 than this. Just like personal opinion. But and so seeing how it was, and America's Sweetheart at the time, Sandra Bullock, and then Keanu, I think was coming off Point Break or something like that.
Yeah.
So
is that the surfer one?
Mhm.
Yeah, so he was on a high from action adventure movie, dude.
Well,
Um,
well, let's
but
talk
yeah,
about that. Like, you guys just like y'all's movie came out then. So how is this like? How does it feel to watch a film that came out the same year Clerks did?
It's a very similar film too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
It was a
Flannel
day in the
shirts.
life. It was a day in the life of someone doing a job. The job would be great if it wasn't for the fucking bombers.
It
Yeah,
wasn't even
very
supposed to be
similar.
there.
very similar. And it was very.
And then they hooked up at the end, so that's
Yeah.
another similarity.
There you go.
And I think the Dennis Hopper part is incredibly similar to the Randall part,
Mhm.
That's
where he's
true.
always causing trouble for
Yeah.
the main male character.
That is
People have
true.
made that comparison before.
Yeah.
Did anybody else see this before? Not see it before.
I've seen it before. But as with most of all the films that we have been watching, I don't recall how it was that I saw it, whether it was in the movie theater or in another way. And I might have seen it more than once, but I don't recall. Maybe when cable came out, maybe I might have seen it again, but I really honestly don't recall seeing it more than the original time that I saw it.
Okay.
But I mean, I was kind of looking up, when these guys, because generally it's like you got your four leads, and besides Dennis Hopper and Jeff Daniels, who had started their careers earlier, especially Dennis Hopper, Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock basically started in like 84 to 86. And Keanu basically starting with background work, Sandra Bullock immediately kind of starting in roles. But and Keanu getting his start in theater.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've
I
never
once
seen
had a
this.
casting director called me the Italian Keanu Reeves. I didn't know if that was a compliment or an insult. But
What
Jake,
depends on what year.
did
Depends
you-
on what year.
it
What year did
wasn't-
they call you
it
that?
wasn't the early 2000s.
Maybe an insult then. I feel like he made like a giant comeback.
He
with John
cast
Wick?
me in a commercial. He cast me in a couple commercials, so I can't say he hated me.
I was gonna
Okay.
say that's as long as he didn't say it like you're an Italian Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Make that face, Ralph. Make that face.
There you go. I see the resemblance.
Totally. I
Yeah.
totally see it. Totally.
Yeah.
A little grayer now. Jake, did you see it before?
Okay, I'm not sure when exactly, but my first exposure was a few years ago. Maybe I was in like end of high school, or either that or I just started college, and I had seen it on TV. I started watching it like at the halfway point. It was right when it was right at the part where, spoiler alert, Jeff Daniels' Harry gets blown up. So I watched it from there all the way to the end. And yeah, I vividly remember Keanu's line, like, I'm going to rip your spine out, and thinking like just how brutal that was. But this was my first time watching it all, like beginning to end.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you did not see it.
I have never even watched it on cable before. This was always a movie that I knew about, but in my mind, I was like, Speed, a bus, what are you going to do? Like that to me was the extent of the movie. I was like, I figured out, kind of, although I will say I was very pleasantly surprised watching this that they didn't stick to the bus. It was like, all right, we start in the elevator, we go to the bus, then we get onto the street. Now we're back in the subway. So we're switching, vehicles here.
A lot of
So
bus.
Yeah, it was nice. But it was still,
I remember though. Yeah.
No, I go you. Yeah.
I was just saying, I remember when it did come out though, that year, especially like the MTV Movie Awards, like Keanu and Sandra Bullock were everywhere. They were on all the talk shows, even like late night talk shows were goofing on it in a sense, doing like all sorts of different parodies of Speed. Like Speed was one of those movies that summer where like, oh my God, did you see Speed? That kind of thing. I do remember that.
Did they have
That's
like
how
a
it
romance
felt.
off screen too?
They fell in love.
They fell in love, yeah.
He said, didn't he say something recently that he wished he did or something?
What? Say that again?
I thought he said something like recently that like he always had a thing for her.
Right. They both admitted crushes.
Yeah, they both had crushes on him.
They did connect on this. But this was Sandra Bullock's pretty much coming out and breaking out into the scene.
Yeah.
They did another movie together called The Lake House that came out in like 2004, I want to say. Yeah.
Beautiful film.
Yeah.
I know, I'm just kidding. I never saw it.
Is that the one where they put the envelopes in the mailboxes?
Yes.
That's it, yeah.
It is.
Wow, I can't believe that.
The best part about him being named Harry, by the way, where Brian has Harry up, is that it
No,
my Dumb and Dumber of Harry.
It's just so funny that was the moment he realized, oh fuck, it's a bomb.
Yeah.
I feel like his
years
death-
Dumb and Dumber did come out.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's like when seeing it again right now, I could believe Keanu Reeves in his role, but it's like I couldn't believe Jeff Daniels in that role.
Nope.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
This Dumb and Dumber, I just feel like I don't know, and I feel like his death didn't really mean much. Like Keanu broke down for like a minute, and then like it was over, and I was like,
yeah, he was busy saving Sandra.
I was half expecting him to kind of like come back at the end, like and walk out on the tarmac and be like, "Oh, you son of a bitch!"
And he's like really burned.
Yeah, or maybe
I figured
maybe they're like
be missing a hand, and then maybe he comes back as the villain in Speed 2.
Oh,
you shot me.
I kind of maybe I'm maybe getting ahead on the story on what we're doing and stuff like that.
We can go right into plot discussion. Boom.
Well, I mean, once they found out who it was, and knowing that he was part of the bomb squad and all that kind of stuff, it's like, and you go in rushing into this guy's house.
Yeah, dumb. Obviously, there's a bomb. Yeah. I'm with you 100%, Marilyn.
This house.
Yeah, I am so with you. I was like, there's gonna be a bomb, and I felt like the plot was real dumb.
The cop is always a step ahead.
So real quick, maybe I missed a part, but the plot was the guy used to be a cop, and like he just didn't get, like, he wasn't happy with like his like pension, or like he got his hand blew up, and so he didn't get enough money from the government for that. Like he didn't get enough record. Like what? Yeah.
That's a good question, actually. What did he do with his hand? Was that part of it?
He was trying to defuse a bomb and it didn't go well.
Oh, so he did that in service.
Yeah.
The plot, like his hand, was incomplete.
So
it was missing a few things.
He was angry.
He was probably forced into early retirement and didn't probably like that. And all you get, and they said it at the very beginning, Jack and Harry, it's like, all you get is this cheap ass watch kind of a thing. So
I did like their quips. They had a lot of quips.
Okay. Okay, we're back to the watch. Okay, thank you, Marilyn, because I was just like, what?
Yeah.
I did not like the quips compared to the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies that we've watched thus far as part of Movie Club. Comparing those to the quips that he what was the final line when he gets decapitated?
I'm taller.
He lost his head, and it was
lost his head.
That was so weak.
It was a real Arnie one-liner.
Compare that to let off some steam.
But see, if Arnold said it, it would have been way cooler. Let's not lie.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, if Arnold was like, he lost his head, be like,
what happened to Sully? I had to let him go.
He said, "I'm smarter than you," and then his head came off, and he said, "I'm also tall."
What did he yell when he fell?
It was a lot. There was a lot of bad one-liners that came out.
Oh, in what was it? In not Predator, the Commando, and he ooh la la,
ooh la la.
Boom, boom, yeah. Boom.
I feel like this movie was, I feel like in this kind of like this time in film, I feel like people were just like, all right, Die Hard, but on a bus, and just like Die Hard, but on a plane. And people were like, green light. You're just like, what? And apparently,
Pretty
okay,
much.
my
So the
least.
plot. Sorry, go ahead, Krystle.
Oh yeah, okay, sorry. It's not really on the plot, and I really want to say my least favorite part, but I'll wait.
Yeah, we're coming to that.
The whole section for that.
Is really so. The idea. Somebody pitched this somewhere and said it's a bus and it has to stay above 50 miles an hour in LA traffic.
And
Thank God for this freeway.
Making full right-hand turns and jumping a 50-foot gap in the
possibly killing babies and then laughing because it's just there,
Well,
right? Yeah, yes. That's my least favorite part. Least favorite. Look at that. Why does it go?
That was a real effect, though. I mean, obviously.
Well, this is what it looked like in real life, like that. They were on like an incline.
It wasn't an incline, in fact.
Yeah.
And didn't they disprove this on MythBusters? Like,
wow.
Oh, I love that. I love Mythbusters.
Physics just doesn't apply there.
No, I was like, why are you doing this?
There was no reason, in no way, without help, that the front end would have kicked up the way that it did, and they did do certain things for that to happen, and that was
a ramp. And
Like,
that was
look at
right.
the front tire just pops up.
Yeah.
No, it's Age of Ultron.
Cue the ET theme song.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at this. Like it kind of like disappears or something.
Yeah.
Whoa.
What's
Great.
funny though is that this won the Oscar for best visual effects.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Really?
Wow,
Impressive.
1994. What are you gonna do?
I feel like 94 had a lot of good films that were all right.
I'll tell you one thing though. While waiting to get on some of the on ramps in LA, I felt the joy of them crushing all these cars that are making the loop on the off ramp. I'm like, finally, someone's driving my inner spirit.
Well, to be honest, though, it's like in the details area, it did say that they did not go 50 miles an hour around that the off ramp because and they were stopping like every 25 feet, and just through effects, they were able to make it look as if they were.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
I mean, in real life, that bus blew up 15, 17.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. There are many times where I was like, that won't happen.
Yeah.
That can't.
Like the right hand turn, he's like, everybody on this side of the bus, and they're like, and she does a sharp right. She's never driven a bus before, and it doesn't tip over, and it doesn't go below 50.
Although she did train and did test on she trained on the bus and did pass the test on her first attempt.
Oh,
Good job, Sandy.
Well, apparently in the original script, Annie was like a paramedic. And so that would like explain like how she could learn how to drive a bus so quickly. Because I guess like
she's driving
buses,
like
ambulance.
Yeah. I could see that. You know, Halle Berry actually turned down that role.
Yeah.
And I
can
think the movie
see
would have
her
been
in that role though.
Yeah, she didn't feel it would catapult her the way that it catapulted Sandra Bullock, because to her it would have been just like, it's a black girl driving.
Well,
depending on how she played it, I guess. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that wasn't Halle Berry? That was the original driver who gets shot?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Hello. Relax.
wow.
I like that guy a lot. What was he in other stuff, by the way?
So we're gonna say the plot was a little thin. Okay, part 3 character.
Speaking of characters,
Speaking of,
his name
so the
Sam?
bus driver, yeah, was he in other stuff?
You know what?
The bus driver?
Yeah. He looks so familiar.
I think he was in a couple of other science fiction movies. He looked incredibly familiar. Like I think he might have been in an Arnold movie. I didn't look him up, but he does look familiar.
Yeah,
Hawthorne James.
Hawthorne James, yeah.
I pretty much concentrated on the 4.
He was in 7.
Was he?
Yeah.
We did the comic book to 7, by the way.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a great comic. Thank you.
I thought it said Rocky. He was in Ricky.
He was in
not
7.
Ricky. The Day of Trouble, The 5 Heartbeats.
Oh my God, he played
Stick Up Kids.
He played a bus driver on 2 episodes of Workaholics.
Always a bus.
That's probably where I've seen him more than anything. Okay.
Well,
I'm not good with faces, but he has like a very memorable face.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Extremely
exactly.
memorable face.
Who's our favorite characters? Anybody have a favorite character?
I want to talk about the eclectic group of passengers that were on this bus. Yeah. What's his face from? He's in Succession and he's
Alan
in
Ruck.
Ferris
Ferris
Bueller.
Bueller's Day Off.
And he pretty much kind of played the same character as Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Mhm.
Kind of a doof. Yeah, he's
Mhm.
probably my least favorite character, but also like funny. Like, I don't know.
It's weird seeing him in like small roles, like after watching Succession all the way through.
Well, he kind of has been that since Ferris Bueller's. Like he's just kind of popped up in these like character roles for a year, and then he hit this great role with Succession.
Mm-hmm.
I need to watch Succession.
Yeah, me too.
I love this character who popped up and was like,
he
"Yo,
drove me.
Oh yeah,
the cop is here to get me."
We never found out what he did.
Nope.
It doesn't matter, man. It's in the past.
Not here
But it's
for you,
okay.
man.
That's
I'm not
okay.
here for you.
He forgave him, and if Keanu forgives you, it all's good, bruh.
I'm putting my gun away. We're just two dudes.
We're just two bros.
We're bros. We're hanging out.
Can we take a minute to give it up one time for the Toon Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so scared he died.
He did do well after Showgirls.
Oh, Showgirls. That's
Yes. He's the choreographer in Showgirls.
And I just found out today that he played the homeless guy with the dog in The Day After Tomorrow.
That's right. He did.
The Day After Tomorrow.
His poor car.
Day After Tomorrow.
Good thing he had insurance.
The Roland Emmerich movie with Dennis Quaid and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Where he runs from, is that where? Yeah, he runs from the cold.
Yeah, exactly.
He beats the cold.
Well, talking about characters, Harry was originally supposed to end up being the bad guy.
That's right.
Yeah, which I told you he could have gotten blown up and then he could have come back for the second one. Yeah.
Employee of the month, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
Excuse me, you should be here. Oh yeah, no problem.
Okay, you want to apply for a job running a train in the heart of Los Angeles where there's heavy earthquake activity? Right on. I'm going to be killed in an earthquake. No, you're not. You're still going to be shot.
My friend got
like this.
My friend saw a bus driver get stabbed in Santa Monica, which is where this was filmed. Literally, like a bus driver just got stabbed and died from a homeless dude a couple weeks ago, and this was filmed in Santa Monica as well. In fact, the Firehouse was in this movie, and the Firehouse is a really good restaurant right on like Main Street and Ross Avenue, and it's where all like the big bulky dudes go after Gold's Gym. I love eating there. I do, and it's next to the the Clown Arena, which is now a CVS.
The Clown Arena?
Yeah, so if you saw like in the movie they show her or him. I don't know if it's him or her, but it's the big statue of a clown and a like clown head and a ballerina body. It's in the movie.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking like an arena that like clowns go to compete at.
No, it's about the ballerina with like the clown head, and it's
ballerina clown arena. I gotcha.
I was actually kind of wondering if it was still around.
It is, and actually, one of my dreams is to rent a place there for a few months. Like that is a goal of mine. So when I saw that in this movie, I was like, oh, the clown arena. I'm gonna live there one day.
Favorite characters.
Yeah.
So real quick,
the Clown Arena is my favorite character.
When they look at the map of the uncompleted subway in LA, and they're showing the uncompleted part over in Franklin, right? But the train crashes through the uncompleted part and wind up right in front of the man's, Grumman's Chinese theater, TCM Chinese theater, which I'm like, that's literally the other direction that the train really ended at. And so for people who've been to LA or live in LA, they'd be like, what? That makes no sense at all. That's like showing a map, like we're going to crash at World Trade Center, but then coming out in Brooklyn. Like, wait.
I will say it was a little like, I was just surprised that Keanu's solution is like, I'm just going to jump it. Whatever it is, 50-foot gap on the highway, let's jump it. Missing rail on the subway train, let's jump it.
Well, and the subway train one didn't make sense at all because if they had gone slower, they would have just like come to a stop.
Right. Like
Yeah.
he can hold her.
He's sped up on the subway.
Or somehow they would just shut the power off and the train stops.
I feel like we're
But I also felt like it traveled quite a distance after derailing.
A dumb distance and up again somehow.
really
And I had stopped and rewound the scene when Dennis Hopper's character is taunting Sandra Bullock while she's handcuffed to the pole, and he hands her the remote, and as she's getting all nervous and they hand back, he doesn't have it depressed as it's coming back to him. Right. Like, see how he has to have it depressed? Otherwise, if he lets go the trigger, that's when it explodes. So there's a scene in the scene. He kind of, whoa, you're too emotional. Let me get that back from you. He doesn't depress it, which is weird. I guess they didn't catch it at that moment to do a second take. Or with Dennis Hopper, you get 1 or 2 takes, and that's the max you'll probably get from him.
The other thing with that as well was when he had the gun in his hand. So
correct.
Where was that?
Right. There was a lot of it that I was just like, oh, bad filmmaking.
I think maybe many liberties were taken because it's like, I will fix it in post kind of a thing or something. Who knows? But I feel there were a lot of little liberties in that way taken.
The fact that the solution was, as Noah was saying, like, oh, I know, problem, let's just jump it. I thought to myself when I was watching it the same thing. I'm like, was this writer a big fan of Dukes of Hazzard back in the 70s? Where they solved everything by jumping a ravine down in Hazard County. Like, everything was jumping.
I actually just found out today, I didn't know this, Joss Whedon apparently did like a lot of rewrite work on the script, and the original writer, Graham Yost, he said that Joss wrote like 98.9% of the dialogue.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The dialogue's not great.
Not his best.
I wonder what the other side would say to that. Would Joss Whedon admit to that? All right. Favorite character. We still haven't done favorite characters. Everybody's.
Is that what we've been doing?
I told you, the clown arena.
Clown arena. Does anybody else have a least favorite character?
Least favorite was Ray that Brian brought up. Like this was just like, come on, man. I like you. Why would you shoot him? You know, I don't know. It just, of course he shot him, and that just pissed me off watching it. So I was like, all right, whatever, throw it on.
The lady who wanted to get off the bus when they were transferring the
Helen.
Yeah, Helen. I think today she would be named Karen.
It's true.
I wrote down in my notes, fucking Helen, so I knew what that meant.
Helen, Karen, that sounds similar.
Poor woman.
There she is.
Off the bus, guys.
She's in a ton of stuff too.
She played the teacher in Donnie Darko.
The funny part was when she's going to get off the bus, and on the cops are like, there's like 2 cops like
reaching for her.
Yeah, they knew better too.
Knew like that. Yeah.
And then there's a shot of her like kind of like smiling, like makes no sense.
Take me away.
She's like this, like she's not even done. She hasn't gotten off the bus yet. She's like, ah.
I hated the bus running over her. I was like, ugh.
Okay.
Yeah.
That said.
Yeah, we don't have favorite characters. I feel like I can't wait to hear the rating.
Well, I would say this. I liked Sandra Bullock in the original, like when I first saw it, and then I saw it again, and she kind of annoyed me.
That's what
I like Danny. I like Sandra Bullock's character.
And she's cute. Don't get me wrong.
She's so cute.
But she's so like she's just dorky. I was just like,
I like that.
trying too hard to be the sassy. You know,
she's a working girl in LA. She can't take the car. She's got to take the bus.
She's a college student. She's a wildcat.
She's
I
a
don't
wild
think he
cat.
was working all that hard. And in fact, that when the guy was bothering her on the bus, it's like it was her idea to improvise the whole gum on the seat and to move seats.
And
I
she
thought that was such a
strong.
smart move.
I thought so too.
Good for her. Good job, Sandy.
Yeah, give her a good pat on the back there. Good job there, Sandy.
Oh yeah, I
Sandy.
forgot about this one.
Sandy. Woman who died and also played the white babysitter. That's right.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
right.
That's a great pull. When he didn't get
Wow, I didn't know that.
He didn't get invited to Michael Scott's dinner party, so he brought his babysitter.
Yeah.
Oh, that was an episode of The Office.
Oh, I need to rewatch that.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Great pull. Okay, what's next? Part 4 scenes. I don't know what it means. Scenes. Favorite scenes? Is that what we're saying? Favorite scenes.
Yeah.
Favorite
Scene
scenes,
favorite,
worst
least
scenes.
favorite.
Scenes.
Scene.
My least favorite scene is the bus. I literally texted Ralph when I saw that, and I was like, "This movie's so stupid."
It's just
I hated everything that had to do with the bus.
anything.
What did
that
y'all
is-
think of the bus explosion?
It was.
Oh, did it kill people on the plane? Like
Which
how
bus
many-
explosion?
How many
I
people
thought that
died?
same thing.
Yeah, how many people died because the plane was moving? It was
No, it
not.
was getting towed by a.
Yeah.
There was no one in it. It was being.
I know,
towed.
but in my mind, somebody was just like, "All right, we'll blow the bus up." Well, that's not good enough. We got to have something else.
Yeah.
We
By the way, that plane, $80,000.
That's it.
I know, but you're talking, how long ago?
Sammy had a good point, by the way. Not to go backward, but he did take her to an active crime scene.
Yeah.
That's how she got kidnapped, I guess.
Yeah, that part was so dumb. I was like, okay, wait, why would she be at the scene? She would be like in the hospital getting
wandering
checked out.
around, looking
Yeah,
around.
they wouldn't even take her to the scene. Like, there's no way. There's
All right,
no
I'll be
way.
right back. I got to go arrest this guy. Oh, I'll come with you. All right, yeah, come on. You
This
can ride
is my-
shotgun.
My
Well,
favorite
she's
scene
supposed to be in
was-
the ambulance, but then she gets out, and I'm just like, oh my god, you love that picture.
my favorite scene.
Is that you putting them up, Brian?
I just put him.
No,
Brian has a
those
little one.
are not.
Yeah,
I
that's-
put up the big one. Brian has a little one.
I say that my favorite scene actually of the whole movie was the figuring out of the elevator. Like I found that more
Yeah, that was good.
really
That was the opening.
plausible.
Was good.
that was more plausible than the rest of the movie, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I wanted someone to get chopped in half so bad.
You're gonna have to watch whatchamacallit, the Arnold Schwarzenegger Total Recall all over again.
That's
See you
where
at
it
the
happened?
party, Richter. See you at the party, Richter. And the elevator
Right.
cuts his.
Okay, I was like, I was watching this movie and I was like, is this the movie where this dude gets cut in half? And then no one got cut in half, and I was like, oh.
Ah, darn it. Immediate point off.
Sammy says the figuring out the loop, when he figures out the loop and he sees the purse disappear.
Yep.
That was cool. I remember liking that when I first saw it. I was like, "Ooh, that was a smart move by Keanu."
I didn't understand how they got that though. I'm maybe not super familiar with like that technology, but
I
like
don't know
I
about
feel like-
VHS technology.
It's a UHF signal, so they were able to cut into the UHF signal and then broadcast instead of the camera broadcasting. They, being the satellite truck, would broadcast on the same channel, thus creating a loop. Nerd alert.
Good job, Brian. I thought he had to rent they had to drop the VHS off to his house and he had to put it in his
Yeah.
piece.
It's funny because
delivery for Mr. Bomber.
Put this in the VCR, sir.
Oh, all
when
right,
seeing
I'm
this-
do.
when seeing that, I thought, could you remake this movie today with the technology that's immensely available now with cellular technology and stuff? And it'd be interesting to see how they would try to remake it today. It would have to be incredibly better written than the original to keep someone's attention, because otherwise it'd be like, hey, OnStar, could you stop the bus, please? Why, thank you, I will.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of things made sense in this.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, though, like, I mean, I don't know if you guys watch Justified. I don't, but apparently the guy who created Justified wrote Speed.
Oh.
So yeah.
Is that a show or a bus never stops?
No.
No, Keanu does have some. What's his name? Timothy Olyphant.
Timothy Olyphant, yeah.
He has that like I'm a cowboy kind of vibe. The law.
Yeah. I'll probably never watch this film again.
Well,
Yeah,
you're not going to watch Speed 2 on the cruise ship?
It's on a cruise
so
ship.
how does that even work? Because Keanu didn't come back for Speed 2, right?
Yeah.
But
Good.
Sandra
Good
Bullock
for
did.
him.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's got a new boyfriend in that movie.
It was Lost Boys Patrick.
Wrong place, wrong time.
I forgot his last name, but from Lost Boys, who came back from Speed 2. Yeah, Jason Patrick.
Okay, so she's.
Does she ever look at the camera and go, "Here we go again"?
I never saw it.
How about this? Would you do it? Would you get on a go-kart?
Oh man!
Oh yeah, Willem Dafoe.
One of the most unbelievably stupidly conceived things. Like, there's no control of that cart once you let it off that back of that truck.
I know they're like, keep it steady.
Yeah, like
The girl just started
steady.
driving the bus.
there was no turning wheels. It was just a straight dolly thing.
And meanwhile, the thing like lets loose, and Keanu goes sliding, and the two guys they cut to him, and they're just standing there in the back of the bus talking about the game. You know,
How many things break down when you need it to work?
Yeah, this was my least favorite scene. If you want to get to that part of it.
and then he puts the screwdriver in the gas tank. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
And I love
So
how
you
he's
gotta
like,
do
get the
what you
fuel
gotta-
truck in. I was like,
I will say though, Annie's line when she found out that he put the screwdriver in the gas tank was a good line.
And she's like,
What
"What
was
was
it?
one more challenge?"
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
I felt like her lines were just so forced. And I love Sandra Bullock. Like, I love her. I just watch Practical Magic. I watch it every year. And we love her. But this movie just wasn't it.
Okay, so if that's the
They
case,
said it
then
was trash and opted out. Yes, good for him.
well, if
I
that's
feel
the
like-
case, then why did he do Matrix Resurrections?
Money, money,
Hell.
money, money, money.
Too soon.
Yeah, I'm calling you.
Too
Yeah.
soon? That was like, oh, I guess that was actually kind of. I didn't even see that one. I can't
You're
even
not
make
missing
fun of
much.
it. I figured.
No one really has a favorite scene. I feel like we can move on. This movie is not doing well.
I have favorite. Every
Oh,
time
God.
there was a blow up, a bomb going off. I like those.
The bomb.
I like boom.
And to see them in person, even better. It really is. It's a lot of fun.
Well, that's what I feel like. Once the bus ran through the airplane, it was like, all right, we'll show it once, show it a second time, and for everyone who missed it, we'll throw it 3 more times in there. This is just the same explosion again and again, but this time that angle, and this angle.
So, Marilyn, I know you do a lot of like you work on a lot of sets for makeup and stuff. So, what are some of the explosion scenes that you've got to see like firsthand
Actually,
that you're allowed to talk about?
one that I was in, and I was in as an actor, and this was doing oh my gosh, for oh dang it, hold on a second, I have to look this up.
The deleted scenes in Clerks 3 where we had the big explosion.
No.
Spaceship fight. Deleted scene.
For
Dang, I'll have to watch the
for
DVD
Lloyd
cut.
Kaufman. Lloyd Kaufman's
Trauma.
trauma. Thank you, trauma. So I was extra background work for Sergeant Kabuki Man NYPD, and we were in Hoboken, and they were setting up a car to be exploded, and so we're supposed to be running away from it. And it don't matter how far you are. It feels like it's right there. And Lloyd has mentioned that scene has been used in multiple trauma films.
Hell yeah, the same scene. Like they just kind of reuse that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they could use it. Yeah.
Nice.
It's so
It's our
funny.
explosion.
What is it?
I feel like this should be a meme where the flames and the explosion is plot and Keanu is like actor running from it. 'Cause they were totally running from that plot.
That was true.
All action, no plot.
As we talked about your favorite scene, that also brings us to special effects, which seems to be tied to your favorite scene, Marilyn. And probably the special effects were good. I mean, I think they were fine in this.
Yeah, the bombs were great. The bombs were super great.
I mean,
Well, they were all practical effects.
Yeah,
They were
practical effects. They looked
That's
good.
why they were good. Because they were all practical.
Yeah,
I agree.
practical effects,
And
which was good. I mean, I think that was the one part of this movie that worked. Is like, I mean, besides the bus jump, which was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the only special effect they employed is that bus jump.
But it looks very real. Again, this
Yeah. The fact that the part of the street was digitally extracted, it looked decent for that time period.
That was the most expensive shot in the movie. Even the birds are paid.
See how that thing, they get the ramp disappears.
Even the birds are paid.
Very interesting.
I mean, the movie as a whole was made for only like $30 million. I think that's kind of impressive.
Really?
Yeah.
God, I feel like that's so much for
Look at
what
that
got
paint.
for this film. But-
Well, they actually ran out of money while shooting the film. Did a preview with animated effects for all the subway scenes, and the crowd was loving the film, so they decided the studios decided to then find the money and finish the film.
Yeah, like people, like in test screenings, people were like literally like if they had to go to the bathroom or something, they were like walking backwards like down the aisles just because they didn't want to miss anything.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the opposite. Like when a movie has way too much action, and this movie was nothing but action from beginning to end, I just like my brain just shuts off. Like I am the complete opposite, I feel like, of most people in that manner.
Or that's the time to go to the bathroom, honestly. It's like, all right, I'm not missing anything important.
So what did I miss? The bus is still going at 50 miles an hour. Sandra Bullock is still complaining about it, and Keanu has now stuck a screwdriver in the gas tank. You're all caught up.
Pretty much. Like I painted my nails this entire film, and I was just like, I don't know.
Let's see them. How'd they come out? Let's see them.
Just clear. They were just clear. I want to go about timing, so I filed them all down. Can't have the claws. But yeah, I felt like the movie was just one. Besides the elevator, the subway, the bus was just one continuous long.
The elevator was like a miniature, I think.
That makes sense.
I know that some of the subway was. I don't recall seeing in the information whether elevator scene was, but yeah, there were some miniature effects that were done during the filming of this, which, you know, kudos, because it's like it's kind of hard to tell what was.
Yeah. Was what studio did this film?
20th Century Fox.
Okay. Is that are Fox and Universal the same thing now or no?
No, not Universal.
Which multi-million-dollar conglomerate owns who?
Well, I'm just saying because the Universal Studios, the Backlots tour, I forgot what movie it was, but like the subway that has all the water rush into it, and then like
That's Universal.
Huh?
That's Universal.
Right,
yeah.
but what movie is that?
Oh,
Earthquake.
Yeah.
It was a Universal movie in the 70s called Earthquake.
Earthquake.
That's so.
When you're in LA, you definitely want to go on an earthquake ride when you're in LA, because it, you never. It makes sense because you never really get to experience it,
Hey, it's like going to Maine, having a lobster roll. You got to do it.
Got to go on the earthquake.
Lobster.
Any other things about the special effects we can mention before we get to our ratings? I mean, unless there's something else we're missing here.
I mean, this isn't really about the special effects. I mean,
like we said it, most everything we're going to say about speed. But yes, Jake.
I was going to say like I was losing interest almost like from the get-go because it just like the opening credits were so boring. I mean, look at this. Is that Times New Roman right there?
That's like so 90s.
Reminds me of that.
No, that's word art.
Did you ever see
clip art.
Yeah, they opened up Microsoft Word and highlighted it and said word art. Make it.
You ever see that papyrus sketch from SNL?
It was like edited on a video toaster.
It's like Ryan
I
Gosling.
remember Clippy.
I was kind of wondering, it's like, okay, how, like, what are they filming? And it's like, how can they film so long? And then once you realize that it's an elevator and it's a skyscraper, it's like, oh, okay. Then,
and I will.
By the way, did you notice the 37th floor, Marilyn? Huh?
no.
Because they were going down. I'm like, 37th floor. Marilyn's totally going to bring that up.
Why?
Why?
Oh, I remember
37.
now. Ah!
Why?
At once?
Well, one of these days it'll come to you very quickly.
You know what? It's going to hit you when you're walking through the parking lot. That's when it's going to hit you.
Yeah, nice.
Okay. We said it all, guys. Let's
I love
let's
it.
get to the rating.
You got it.
We have to pick a rating system. I haven't thought of it yet, so maybe something creative.
Bring up the chart.
How many?
Oh yeah. Fancy.
Well done.
It is.
Well done.
Compliments to Jake for making the charts, but this is what we got.
Nice.
Dude, Blade got a 3.71. Jeez.
Yeah.
Dude, Blade's sick. I went and I watched Blade 2 immediately after.
I mean, that beat Top Gun. Rambo. Wow. Okay.
Is Drive the best one? Yep.
I think Fight Club is better. Got a better. Yeah.
No, John
Wait.
Wick and Fight Club. Yeah.
Wait, who the? Ralph, you. Why would you rate Drive so low?
I didn't rate Drive low.
No, I did.
You gave it a 5.
Marilyn.
Me and Noah gave Drive a 5.
Hell yeah. Actually, if you remember, I gave
brought
Drive a
down.
6.
I don't know what's wrong with her.
Son gave Drive a 2.
There's nothing wrong
Tom and
with
Marilyn hated Drive. They hated it.
Yeah, I didn't care for it.
What?
Didn't care for it.
Me and Noah propped that up ourselves.
Hell yeah.
me too.
We're supporting. I got Ryan. I got my boy.
I think
Same,
Brian
dude.
gave it a 4. Okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't even
I-
here for that one. All right, we're good. I know what I'm gonna rate this. We're
The
good.
Zenescope chart is, you see where it is.
And these are everyone's individual scores too.
Individual scores this year.
Hmm.
Ooh. Let's see. Let's see where Krystle is. 2 5.
I be liking a lot of the movies.
She gave 2 5 here. Only 2 5s for you is pretty interesting. If Chris was still here, there'd be all 5s, but
Yes, Chris would do all 5.
I'm glad I saw this.
Um,
Yeah, I can't put this at the same tier as Commando.
we can keep it quick. Let's go through comments quickly. Who wants
And
to
what are we
start?
giving it? Miles per hours? Bombs?
Ooh, I like miles per hour.
Miles
Sure.
per hour.
Okay.
Miles per
Good
hour.
job, Brian.
I like that one.
I like it.
I can't do my eyebrows like that.
MPH.
This is a simple rating from me. It's 2.5. And to be honest with you, Dennis Hopper is really keeping it above a 2 to begin with. I liked his very small segments of him. He you kind of saw the photographer from Apocalypse Now. If that cat came home and they didn't give him his proper due, he became a bomber, which he learned in Vietnam or something. I don't know. That was my plot to make it better for me. So I give it 2.5. Just too many plot holes, too many impossible physics. And as cute as Sandra Bullock is and Keanu, no.
Their looks could not hold this movie.
Yeah. And Michael Rook, I love him. I love Michael Rook in most of the things he's in, but he was just such a, he was given the douchey role, and I get it. It just didn't make sense. There you go. 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5 miles per hour for Brian.
Yep.
Okay.
Anyone else ready to go?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
And you're going to think this is weird.
Okay.
As much as I was kind of like bashing it here and there, I enjoyed the movie.
Wow, look at this. Liked it. I knew Marilyn was going to come through.
Yeah, the plot's weak, and there was a lot of weak things, and it's like, and every time there was something being shown, I'm like, that couldn't happen, that wouldn't happen, and all this, but it still left me on the edge of my seat, even though I kind of knew the movie. Is it a great movie? No, I don't think it's as that awful either. So my miles per hour is going to be a 3.5.
Wow.
Wow. That is
I was entertained.
a surprise.
Were you not entertained?
Not a terrible rating.
Listen. She's into speed, not drive.
It made yeah.
Right?
Driving like speed. It made a fortune, so you're agreeing with some people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, Noah, go. I'm gonna do mine last because I'm embarrassed.
All right. I'm honestly, I think I've got to give it a 2. I was gonna give it higher, but then I saw what I gave Commando and Top Gun, and I was like, oh no way. I gotta make this somewhat relative. Again, I enjoyed it. I had fun watching it. Afterwards, I had a little hard time sleeping because I was so amped up, a lot of that kinetic energy. But again, it was just one of those things, and I mean, maybe it counts as a good movie, but I was catching myself making audible like, or come on, or Jesus Christ, during the movie. So I think, that's worth something. Dennis Hopper, like Brian said, was phenomenal. It was fun, but I don't see myself watching it again anytime soon. 2 miles per hour.
2 miles per hour.
All right,
Next time you feel that jitteriness late at night, just get in your car and drive about 50 miles an hour.
Oh, that would be great. Take it on the freeway.
For like 2 hours.
And don't stop. Wreck-It Ralph, how many miles per hour you give this film?
Oh, okay, I'll go. A lot of what Marilyn said was not wrong, but that said, I really didn't like it that much. I liked it. It's funny because I think I liked it a lot more. I thought I was going to enjoy it more. I didn't realize how dated it is now. It really didn't hold up that well. But
Why?
It's just like the more, I guess, when you're young, you think when you're like a teenager watching this movie,
Like you're dated or the movie? Like you're.
I am also dated.
Okay.
Oh man!
Wow!
I was just checking.
Wow!
Shots fired on Krystle.
Wow!
Thank you, Krystle.
All that. Yeah. So, I think that said, watching it again, it was kind of ridiculous, and I wasn't as into any I just couldn't get into it. Like when I'm rewatching these movies now, like a lot of them, I'm like, oh, this is very nostalgic. This one didn't have that feeling. So I'll also go 2.5 miles per hour. I'm torn between 2.5 and 2.25, but I'll do 2.5 miles per hour.
Also, chat, please let us know what you would give it. We see Joshua Y. You've got 3.5 buses or miles per hour. So, chat, I'm so curious to know what you guys would rate this film. All right,
and
Jake?
I see Rob Pete throwing some shade too. Krystle's got him started.
Oh, great beer. Thanks, Rob. That hurts.
All right, Jake, how many miles?
All right, so I was I went into this with very low expectations because it's like this 90s action movie with Keanu Reeves. I thought there was going to be a lot of schlock, and there was definitely.
Okay, Brian, your face. I'm going to cut you off, Jake. I'm so sorry. Brian's face did exactly what I was thinking. I was like, see, 90s Keanu Reeves, you were like negative about that going in. Is that the tone that we're hearing?
Yeah.
That's insane. Okay, continue.
Okay, thank you. All right. I mean, but I will say that, there are a lot of cool moments that kind of make up for it. I thought, I did think Keanu was, decent overall in this. like we talked about, like this came like right after Point Break, and I hated him in that movie. That's his worst performance that I've ever seen. But like, like in this case, I really did. I bought him as like, a good cop, just trying to do the right thing. I thought Sandy was good, spunky, charming, whatever you want to say. I would have liked to see more with like, like the passengers kind of like fighting each other. We saw like hints of that, at points in the movie. I think that would have made it more like given it more of an urgent feeling. But I mean, it's not the best action movie I've ever seen, but I think I'll give it a solid 3. Three short buses.
Sure.
Wow.
I drove a short bus.
Voice.
I really did. Okay.
You drove it or you drove on?
I love you, Noah. I love you, Noah. I drove it.
I just wanted to clarify.
I drove it. I was the driver.
Okay, all right.
I taught adults with special needs, and once a month we all had to drive the short bus to like an outing. And it was really fun. I liked it too. I hated the driving part, but the other part was great. Anyways, so this movie. So I'm gonna go the opposite. So Jake, I was like 90s Keanu movie. I was so excited. I was like, hell yeah, I love Keanu Reeves. I love Sandra Bullock. Like, I've never seen this. It's been on the I should watch list for literally over like 2 decades. And it's just one of those that like never, I went to Blockbuster. And I just never picked it up. It just never got in my hands for whatever reason. And so I was really excited to watch this film, and I was so bored. Oh my God. I was so bored. I was like, this movie is so cheesebees. Like, I can't even take this remotely seriously. Like, I kept in my head, like trying to figure out ways like that, like, all right, if they did this, this, and that, like the movie would be done. Like, this is so crazy. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give this, a 0.5.
What?
Whoa!
0.5.
Meryl.
Holy shit! Our first 0.5.
We got a lower.
This is the lowest score I've ever given in Movie Club.
Mark this down.
0.5. Now,
and I love Keanu and I love Sandra Bullock, so that's why I was just so shocked that this movie was just.
You gave Barbara a 5 and Stevie a 0.5. This is
Barbarella is a 5. So.
Not that
Barbarella is a hard 5. Calm down, it's a hard 5.
Yeah, I can imagine what the average is going to look on that chart.
And I was going to rate it higher, but because I was seeing some of the other ratings that I have to go accordingly. So
that is the lowest score of all time on Movie Club.
Nice, well done.
I didn't anticipate Speed being the lowest scored movie.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to throw it back to Silent Night, Deadly Night.
I like that movie more. I would rewatch that movie.
Deadly Night and the original Creep Show might have even.
I would watch Creep Show again. I would probably never watch this film again. I just do not. See this movie in my future.
Chris Sampson is screaming into the.
I think Krystle broke the internet with this one.
Chris Sampson, if you're watching, Krystle just messed you up, man, because he gave this a 5. Okay, let's do a cover review. Hopefully the cover's more than a 0.5.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, her cover's going to be more than a 0.5.
Are we showing? Oh, we're showing the both side by side. Is that what we're doing?
Oh yeah, as per usual. Here it is.
Those are the layouts.
Yeah. Those were the layouts and the final product.
And boom!
There
we go.
Where's the bus? I feel like we need.
It's exploding.
Fair.
I had a filthy joke, but not saying it.
I don't know where the bus. I actually don't. There's a dragon instead of a bus.
Yeah.
There's 2 dragons. There's one in the back, and if you look real close on her high-tech digital cell phone.
Is it a phone?
Where's Keanu? That's Sandra, right? So where's Keanu?
Grab it now. I dropped the link. That's I don't know who it is. I guess it's supposed to be.
I wonder what Sun would have given this movie.
It's a Keanu cosplay.
Is it?
Sky as
Keanu. That's supposed to be a Keanu, like a female, one of our characters as Keanu, doing a Keanu cosplay. It's not an easy thing to put together. You know what I mean? You got to come up with.
You should have seen the sexy bus. It was not working.
I would have loved to see the sexy bus.
Mhm.
Guys,
Brian's face.
tune in next month as we do. Does anybody know what it is? It's a movie I saw one time when I was a child.
I do not know. What are we doing?
Can you guess?
Oh,
Uh,
as a matter of fact, there's a fantastic documentary that just came out on Amazon about it.
is it RoboCop?
Yep.
Cool.
Hell yeah, I will watch that documentary.
And the documentary is RoboDoc, and it's in 4 episodes, and it's amazeballs.
Okay.
Yeah, I like RoboCop.
We can
One of
watch
my
that.
favorite movies of all time.
I'd be down.
Really?
Yeah,
Forever, I had a poster of RoboCop in my house as a kid. After that movie, it was one of my favorite movies as well.
I thought you had a thing that said Robo on the back, but it's the reboot right next to
As
it.
a matter of fact,
Yeah.
no. As a matter of fact, funny enough, on my Facebook page, memories popped up in 2011. Peter Weller was at Detroit Fan Fair, a Comic-Con, one of his first ever coming back to doing Comic-Cons. And I have a picture with him next to me. And so I put it up as one of my memories on Facebook because the RoboCop doc just came out. And I was like, oh, bro, it's good. Good. Yay.
Looking
Next month.
forward to it.
A good movie.
I don't remember his movie at all, so we will.
Yeah, who picked Speed?
Listen, Krystle.
Doesn't
I want to speak to a manager.
We lost Krystle.
He is the manager.
Wow.
What?
She's like, Speed, I'm out. I am totally done.
Krystle's got 2 strikes on her today. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have any?
Right?
What?
You pick all the movies, right?
Well, it's a
It's a
group.
committee.
Group
It's a
thing.
committee.
Yeah, I feel like we need to
Listen, you got
have.
all the movies for next year. No one was complaining. Brian.
I wasn't complaining.
Yes. Those in the Maryland area, Millersville, Maryland, at the Benfield Sports Center. We're going to be at the Fright Reads Book Festival, Reds. This Saturday, Sunday, September 30th, October 1st. Me, Ming Chen, the master of all, Scott Schiaffo, Chuli's gum guy, and One Ring rules them all himself. Trevor Furman, who played Elias, will be at Fright Reads Book Festival. Come on out. It's going to be a hauntingly good time.
That's how some people pronounce my name. Maryland.
Maryland, yes.
Marilyn, Ghigliotti. There you go.
So for more info, go to frightreads.com. You'll see it at the bottom there for tickets and information. That's me.
All right.
I feel like
How
you
was
guys are
the,
would do
the
really
New
well at the
Jersey-
horror cons.
Krystle, any? Oh, sorry, no.
I was just gonna say, I feel like Brian, I feel like you Clerk guys would be really good at the horror cons because I feel like your fan base is a big.
Well, I was just at a weed show last weekend, and so that's the same fan base. So it
Yes,
was great.
that is.
Kevin there with you?
Huh?
Was Kevin there with you?
No, he wasn't. He's been cutting down on the weed. Actually, he went Turkey for
I
many.
heard him on a podcast.
Yeah. But a lot of the fans were smoking weed, and it was funny because it was all indoors. Where in Massachusetts you can smoke indoors when you get the proper permits, and so I felt like I was a brisket being smoked. Like if you had cut into me, the smoke ring of weed would have been real deep. Any aches and pains, gone.
Does anyone else have anything they want to plug?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, we're this isn't until November, but there's going to be quite a few of us that'll be at Twin Cities Con, November 3rd through the 5th.
That's
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Oh, those are good shows. Minnesota's are
Cities usually
good
means
shows.
Minnesota for those of you at home.
Yeah,
Minnesota.
Thought it was Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Krystle,
Yeah.
what you got?
I'm gonna be on the holiday special for Lego Masters. So
Yeah.
Ooh.
woohoo! It's
That's awesome.
Thank you. And I've also got a show in Tyler in a few weeks. I forgot the name of it because I'm really awesome. And then I may or may not be here for November. I got a job. I can't tell you where or what it's for yet, but it's a really awesome thing, and I can't wait to tell
I
you
can
guys.
tell them now.
No, you can't, Ralph. I messed up. I shouldn't have told you.
Those 2 strikes on. You got those 2 strikes
I
on.
told
should have
you
them
because I was
first.
telling you I may not be here. But yeah, it's a really cool gig, and I'm really, really excited about it. So once I can tell you guys, I will totally tell you.
Can't wait to hear.
We will be at New York Comic Con.
New York Comic Con.
Next week? 2 weeks.
Week after next week.
October
12th into the 15th.
So come see us.
Yes.
Booth 3445.
Jake,
I'm going.
Jake's going.
I think so. That's what Joe said.
Noah and Jake will all be there. Yay.
Take so many vitamins, you guys. I get sick from New York like every time. I've never come home not sick from New York. So take all of the vitamins.
Krystle. Okay, well. Krystle will be it. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Thanks for joining us, everyone. And we will see you next month for Robo Cop.
Yes, that's a good one. Thanks, guys.
Love.
Love.
I'm trying to end this.